My vision is to craft a unique playable adventure. A rich sandbox where individuals or teams dive into an ever-changing environment. A realm that fosters cooperation, offers meaningful choices, delivers deep immersion, and builds a sense of progression toward an impactful conclusion. Machina Arcana is the result of that enduring obsession, refined over the past 13 years through countless shared sessions and ideas from fellow players. Thank you. What follows is my humble attempt to share that feeling, even to those new to the game. I invite you to witness the transformative journey of our two protagonists. Should this experience resonate with you, I encourage you to join this ever-evolving universe dedicated to bringing the ultimate horror adventure to your gaming table. Two brave, perhaps also a little naive explorers step into Machina Arcana. The air pulses with a faint rhythm, as though the place itself has noticed them. They no longer feel truly alone. Journey begins. Jesse moves first. He spots a pile of gear and investigates, revealing a weapon, an apparel, and a consumable. A gunman at heart, he claims the slingshot and leaves the rest. At the workbench, he readies the weapon immediately. Then crosses the pit. Our crafter steps up to explore. A surge of energy courses through her as she uncovers a quest to hunt down 3 monsters. She enters the room and with her remaining stamina opens the chest. Another surge. Inside are 2 items. An apparel and an artifact. The same apparel Jessie passed over. As she is a crafter, she equips it on the spot. Their round ends. The station answers their intrusion. Presence begets predators, antibodies to an infection. Mackenzie's arrival spawns the first monster. Cyril. The abomination materializes beside her. Something else is lurking with them. Horrors not yet seen. From time to time, it shows itself and acts as it does now. Danse macabre. Cyril twitches into a crooked dance and fixes on Mackenzie, then acts, raising its sharp appendage and strikes. Hit. Mackenzie loses 1 health. The explorers catch their breath. Jesse breaks into a sprint. Maybe he saw something in the pit. Dives into the chamber and waits. Ever curious, the crafter engages the event space. Vision from the void. She turns ethereal, invisible to monsters. With her lost stamina, she slips through Cyril across the crevasse. Spent, they pause, bracing for whatever might lunge from the dark. Jesse rolls. A new monster. Yedithian tears through the rift. Walls blur, reality thins. No horror event, the corridors hold their breath. Cyril drifts past Mackenzie, blind to her ethereal form. Yedithian moves into Jesse's chamber and unleashes an arcane blast. Hit. Wounded but steady, Jesse takes aim with his slingshot. Miss. A second shot. Miss. Third shot. Perfect. Yedithian falls. He searches the twitching form. And pockets. A charmed pouch. At a nearby chest, he finds a weapon and an apparel. Keeping the armor for extra protection. Her ethereal shimmer fades. She dashes to the northeast room and braces the door. Runes glow on the floor. She edges closer to study them. Jesse's presence calls forth Cthulhu. Noxious vapors envelop the whole area. Mackenzie summons a carrion bird thing, Byaki. Stone above them groans. Blood in the air. The taste of iron forbids all healing. Cyril slams against Mackenzie's barricade. Cthulhu's wave of arcane force sweeps the hall. Both explorers lose 1 health. Byaki swoops in to seal the doorway. Jesse needs to be very careful. So, he decides to take his time to analyze the situation and prepare in advance his next actions. He got it. Steps to an event space and explores it. Clean slate shields them from lingering curses. Another chest. Two weapons. He keeps a despawner, discards the umbrella. Ash, sigils, and incense stench. Mackenzie reveals the presence of a lurking cult. The blood that led them here was no accident, and unfortunately for them, only their own blood will trace the way forward. She and Jesse advance 2 spaces. She uses a chest. And she secures arcane powder, a future gift. No new monsters stir. A low hum blurs their sight. Cyril smashes the barrier. Mackenzie is exposed. Biaki strikes twice. First attack. Miss. Then one talon hits. Cthulhu's arcane vapors surge again. Each explorer loses 1 health. Mackenzie is on her last. Gunman had visions next to the pit. Now he faces a new darkness, one that leads into the unknown. It feels as if chaos itself could take form before his eyes. This place welcomes them, drawing them further in. They push into a newly revealed area. Jesse activates a recharge station. Like a terminal, he can fuse his being. His wounds knit. Mackenzie follows and walks into the new zone. Her thirst for knowledge is unparalleled. She immediately starts exploring, learning as much as she can about this place. She triggers projection. In the fleeting link, she trades the arcane powder to Jesse, receiving his spare pistol. She readies her gear and edges toward fresh action spaces. Another pulse in the void. A red thing slips into being near Jesse. Time slows. Dread steps forward. The red thing blinks atop him, then drops to the floor at his side. Cyril stalks Mackenzie. They can ignore Ktun, while Biaki follows. Red Thing bites Jesse, draining his stamina. Wary, he opens a chest. An artifact and a consumable. He takes a bloodlust ring, perfect for his slingshot. Then steps perilously close to a yawning pit. Curiosity unquenched, she draws and takes hook and rope. A surge from the recharge station fuels a sprint across the hall. What new nightmares might crawl in? Deep One rises near Jesse. Its presence increases the threat. The area is packed to the brim with monsters. Mackenzie's spawn roll raises the threat. Red Thing blinks again, misjudges, and plunges into the pit. Its scream reverberates across these vast halls. Drawn by the deathly scream, Biaki teleports after it and shares its fate. Jesse can't bring himself to look. The unnerving blackness shifts as if alive. Depressing fog drifts in, draining what will they had left. Cyril keeps to Mackenzie's shadow. Deep One hurls a barbed hook. First, miss. Second, hit. Jesse staggers. The wound gapes, grotesque and vivid, making death feel suddenly closer. Jesse, still in pain, bolts across the chamber and slams a barricade behind him. Mackenzie mirrors the move. She can't restore essence, but can attempt to reduce the threat by using those spaces. Threat is reduced. But fails the second attempt. Another tear gapes open. Creeps in. Mackenzie's role is mercifully quiet. Darkness holds its breath, then distracting blare detonates through the halls. The shriek numbs fingers, gear slips, doors quake. Cyril hammers what's left of Mackenzie's barricade. Deep One lumbers forward, hook dragging sparks. Lingers waiting for a clean strike. Amid the clamor, the explorers choose to sacrifice their bodily mana. The floor answers. Blood seeps from their trembling bodies, then creeps forward like a living map. It pulls at a lone pedestal and reveals a weather-stained journal, the cult's own ledger. The pages do not free them. They weigh like iron, whispering of powers older than the stars. Yet the chamber hums like a puzzle box, urging them on. Growth coils inside their bones. Ever since they stepped inside her, they've felt themselves changing, growing. The only path now is the one the blood has drawn. The journal is missing pages. Finding them while staying alive and at least half sane is all that matters. Jesse steps to a bank of lockers. A chest clicks open. an artifact, and a consumable. The artifact feels perfect for his partner. He taps a recharge station. Stamina floods back. Through the same conduit, he transfers the gift to Mackenzie. Then stares into the waiting dark. Mackenzie peering into the unknown darkness. Chaos blooms. Unnerving vistas swirl where walls once stood. With her last breath of stamina, she steps into a corridor. Both explorers roll silence. No fresh horrors. The blare still rings in the dark. The threat track maxes. Folly of wisdom descends. Walls and doors mean nothing. Cyril drifts through stone to Mackenzie's side. Deep One phases cleanly through a doorway. Flings its hook at Jesse. Miss. Cha-cha slides between them, its weapon catching the dim light. Positioning between a chest and the pulsing chapter altar, she pops the chest. Beyond the thrill of new items, it's the surge of essence flooding her veins that truly excites her. Apparel and a weapon. Charging boots will replace her battered armor. Jesse focuses his essence and stamina at the chapter space, searching for the journal's missing leaves. Mackenzie shapes her essence, adds one of her own. The altar flares, pages fuse into place. The glyphs no longer hide their meaning. They speak of a blue meteor, long since fallen, twisted by cult rites. But in the margins, a schematic for escape, a door of dusk-lit promise. Light pours in. Then gutters, as darkness reclaims the hall. Quiet again. No new spawn for either explorer. But just when they're spent, doom. The complex flexes, stone groans, the final drop of horror spills, and the new threshold is crossed. They can feel themselves changing, evolving, but so does the place around them. In an abominable quake, the air shifts, charged, unnatural, more menacing than ever before. Ceiling collapses. Every action space beside the explorers shatters. Cyril oozes to Mackenzie, faithfully close behind. Deep One throws its meat hook on Jesse. Hurls wide. Cha-Cha darts in and fires. Mackenzie bleeds, 1 health lost. Steadying his aim, Jesse fires at Deep One. Missed. Second shot splits its skull. The creature crumples. He sprints for the distant exit and slips through the threshold, safe for now. Crofter feels confident and is ready to experiment with the darkness. Standing on the pit's lip, she casts her hook and rope into the black. The sacrifice jolts her with raw essence. Charging boots spark. Essence and stamina combine, just enough to vault the gap and dive through the exit after Jesse. Wind howls over the base camp, snow hushing fresh wounds. They trade findings with others, cult motives, meteor omens, the journal's bleak diagrams. No one else here can shoulder what waits below, so they will. Gear repaired, nerves frayed but set, they step back into the yawning threshold. Powered by the artifact's sigil, she blinks into an adjacent side room, where she investigates the nearby workbench. Ah, forgot to add the final level items. Let's fix that. At the dust-coated workbench, she finds consumable, apparel, and artifact. The apparel tagged for Jessie. She takes a consumable. Already beside the chest, he cracks it. For apparel that crafter should have placed on top. And weapon. Keeping the armor meant for him. Then steps toward the next cache. Another gate cracks open. Mackenzie's roll tears space wide. Envoy of Yog-Sothoth glides in. It looks frail, almost harmless, yet the air around it crackles. The entire complex shivers. Paralyzing fog seeps from every vent. Legs go numb. Neither explorer can move. The envoy drifts away on a silent pilgrimage. Rooted to the floor, Jess still works the nearby chest. Weapon and artifact. He pockets the artifact, leaves the weapon. And straps the cursed device to his arm. Mackenzie can't step, but obsession outweighs fog. She triggers an event space. Banishing ritual. Ritual could erase every abomination, but demands a life-bleeding toll. Flicking her circumnavigator, she blinks across the chamber and taps another event. Eldritch Blast. Raw arcane force now crackles at their fingertips. Jessie's presence births a moonbeast. Envoy's presence spawns monsters now next to explorers. Crafter's roll close as well. Gnof Kech. materializes beside her. A scream builds just out of earshot. Lingering threat swells. Doom track ticks upward. The envoy floats onward. Moonbeast scuttles to Mackenzie and tears. With no protection, she is hit. Gnofkech attacks. Its claws rake her as well. Jesse juices his new artifact. Pain blossoms into ferocity. One step. Aims with a slingshot. Gnofkech is wounded. Another shot. And the white beast falls. Then moves between his partner and the monster. Fires again. He can't miss. Moonbeast collapses. Path clear, Mackenzie sprints for the nearest spawn space, eyes blazing with purpose. Something stirs beyond sight. A skittish buopath pops in beside Jesse. Mackenzie's role conjures Shantak. On his other flank. A hush falls. The fog thins. No event this round. Buopath bites. Hit. Then recoils onto Jesse's spiked cuirass, impaling itself. It retreats briefly, then scuttles forward again. Shantak's swipe. Cut deep. Its hide ignores the barbs. The second attack hits again, while the spikes remain harmless. Mackenzie chants forbidden verses, channeling every last drop of her essence. Spawn space erupts in cleansing flame. The area brightens slightly. She blinks to another event node. Jesse seems to enjoy using his drip. Painful as it is, the surge of ferocity is exhilarating. Burning with ferocity brings Shantek down in a single shot. He pauses at an event, ignoring Buapath. Breeze of Fortitude, a chance to bolster armor if they can rest. A chest yields consumable and artifact. He pockets the reflector. Shadows part. Jesse's die calls in a flying polyp, ethereal and hungry. Mackenzie spawns a secretive Miga. The lights flicker. Pay tribute. Every artifact falls silent, severing its bond with its bearer. Buapath, scenting weakness, bites again. Jesse's spikes finish the creature. Flying polyp drifts in. Its spectral tendrils draw Jess's blood. And, unfazed by the spikes on his armor, again the pain. But not for Polyp. Miga slashes as it whispers. But Jesse's armor returns the pain. Mackenzie reclaims her artifact and immediately teleports to yet another point of obsession. Jesse barrels straight for the envoy. One shot. And the herald of Yog-Sothoth dissolves. It seems the envoy proved far more dangerous than they expected. Time ran out. The place hurled them forward, forcing progress while punishing them with ever-growing threat. They exchanged tense glances as a massive hole burst through the nearby wall, revealing a path ahead. With help from the journal, they realized this was no accident. It was a shortcut, but one they were now compelled to take. Echoes deepen. Jesse draws Urhag, a tentacled nightmare. Mackenzie's role is mercifully blank. Shadows stretch wide. Threat maxes. Shivers. Two arcane blasts strike both explorers. A fever surges through their bodies as a perverse lullaby echoes in their minds. First wave. Both explorers stagger. Second wave. Jesse alone reels. Flying Polyp swoops at Mackenzie. Her layered gear holds. Migo circles to Jesse. Will they be dragged or attacked by Urhag's tentacles? It lashes out. But its tentacles find no flesh. Mackenzie searches through a chest. A barrel and a weapon. Doom Leaper lets her see ethereals and grants her a teleport after each kill, a perfect fit for her style. With a flick of her artifact, she blinks aside, giving Jesse a clear shot at the flying polyp. He tightens the straps on his frenetic drip. Pain now almost pleasant. Steps to the polyp. charges his slingshot. First bolt hits. The creature shoves them back. Second bullet kills it. The polyp unravels and is gone. What will answer the call? A faceless night gaunt glides in. Mackenzie? No spawn for her role. Threat spills over. Doom of this place calls the lesser beasts. Difficulty rises, adding the brutal abominations to take care of the intruders. Caustic fog seeps in, scaring lungs. Each explorer's stamina drops by 1. Urhog's tentacles slap harmlessly off armor. Migo hurls an arcane bolt. Jesse winces. But its return spikes pump toxins back. The Migo dies, whispering soul-searing secrets. Those secrets trigger invigorating contraptions. Night Gaunt flaps toward Mackenzie, claws poised. Jesse has had a taste of the Migo's secrets, and now he craves more. He touches an event node. Heart to heart, he presses his hand to his chest and is healed. Then edges to a radiant pedestal in the north. Doom Leaper arcs. One clean slash, and the Night Gaunt falls. Weakened by the fog, she takes a brief rest, bracing for what's next. Jess's die birds a hulking Shoggoth. Crafter's roll summons a writhing, formless spawn nearby. heartbeats drag. Vicious attack. Every monster strikes with heightened ferocity. Urhag still fails to pierce armor. But Shoggoth's mass looms. Formless spawn closes in. With these monsters, their plan shifts. Shoggoth is too powerful. If they don't escape this very round, it will be their last. Both explorers pool essence at the altar. Runes flare, showing a passage through. They uncover the correct path, but it only leads to labyrinthine chasm. Jesse triggers the bright pedestal. A quake rattles their very souls like a flickering candle, and they know the only way forward is to confront the horrors head on if they hope to stop the madness in time. Then again, it may already be too late. Stone shifts. A crimson stare yawns to the underground crypt. With their last scraps of stamina, they descend below, down into madness. They arrive. The chanting is relentless, and the dread that permeates the air is so massive, so palpable, that it makes their skin crawl. A ritual of madness is already in motion, feeding the darkness. The area reveals itself. Pyramid of bodies looms silent at the center. Time is running out. The only way to succeed is to disrupt the ritual, horrifying as it is. So they step forward, exhausted, unprepared, and without any other choice. The gate quakes. Jesse's arrival summons a flickering fire vampire. Mackenzie's role is mercifully empty. Cold threads the spine. Horror stirs. Trapping the halls, any adjacent barrel will detonate. The fire vampire appears at the corner and spews flame. Jesse is marked. Attacks dulled. Mackenzie is singed. Time slips. And explorers catch their breath. Mackenzie fuses with the recharge station. Light wounds knit. Energy floods in. She skirts Jesse's lane and cleaves the fire vampire. Doom Leaper's glow overwhelms the mark. Jesse sprints to a workbench. Consumable. Weapon. And another weapon. Smiling, he realizes he's found a combination that makes him feel complete. He swaps a few items. And reaches for the rifle. Then hesitates. His attachment to the old slingshot runs deep. With a quiet nod, he sets the rifle aside. It's not needed. Something wakes. Jesse's die dredges up. Ubo Sathla, a bloated, pit-clenching horror, immobile but oozing menace. Mackenzie's roll tears open a rift. An envoy of Nyarlathotep glides through. Silence ripples. The halls hold their breath. No event this cycle. Envoy closes on Jesse, arms raised. 2 arcane blasts. First whistles wide, but brands him, will reduced. Second blast lands. Another brand. If the envoy lives to remove those marks, Jesse will be destroyed. Mackenzie triggers an event space. Disturbing night. Fewer monsters stirring, and the darkness less eager to lash out. Her obsession surges. She sprints to another node. Lights up, letting them strike farther into the shadows. Pain is power. He cranks the venom into his veins. such beastly bliss. He knows the pain, and he welcomes it. Envoy looks at the monster with razor-sharp focus. Slingshot sings. First shot cracks the envoy's jaw. Second one shatters the skull. The envoy dissolves. The marks die with it. He hits a recharge station, drawing in fresh stamina. 2 quick shots. Drop the first cultist. He stops beside its corpse and fiddles with his charmed pouch. Discovers a primal curse, Ogounic rite. Jesse's role is calm. Mackenzie's conjures a cerebral Yithian. Time bleeds out. Demonizing attack. All monster strikes turn arcane. Now Yithian. It floats to Jesse. Psychic bolt. Hits. He's down to his last sliver of health. Spikes retaliate. But Yithian shrugs the wound. Mackenzie flashes across the floor. And cleaves the second cultist. Seems like a miss, but she focuses at the last moment, finds a seam in the ropes, and hits. Another strike. It won't be enough, but her focus holds. And the next swing was fatal. Cultist tumbles. Unnatural rhythms and eerie sounds rise around Jesse and fill the air as he chants forbidden rites. While doing so, he sacrifices 2 items. Each curse lashes a monster. Ubosachtla quivers, Yithian implodes. His addiction overpowers him. With the drip coursing through him, he gives everything he has to stop the 3rd cultist. He fires 2 shots at the cultist. First bullet glances. Second pierces. Cultist staggers but stands. Another bullet. Shattering its vertebrae. He spends his last breath sprinting toward the final fanatics. Nameless things press through. A spawn of Gathanathoa, a shifting horror, erupts beside Jesse. Reality flickers like a dying filament. Mending rites. Monsters no longer lose health. Spawn drains the essence from Jesse. He reels, left with nothing in reserve. Mackenzie steps to a cultist and swings. Miss. It seems that they will die and not stop in time. As the second attack also misses. Jesse is too drained for his drip, but she channels her last drop of essence. First 2 shots. Dead cultist. Another 2 shots. Miss. Hit. Wounded cultist. Jesse takes a deep breath, focuses, and the bullet sings through the air. The final cultist falls. Morning creeps over the base. The chant is gone. Jesse and Mackenzie stand there, bruised, bleeding, but alive. Yet the place tagged along with them. A shadow tilts the wrong way. A half-forgotten glyph flickers at the edge of sight. The grit that saved them now feels like a thin, fresh scar. And we know there's more. Chapters still sealed. Corridors still breathing in the unknown. One day we'll have to go back and confront what still waits. Figure out what life looks like after you've seen past the stars. If you're watching this, you're already part of the crew. Share the story, keep the flame burning, and when the call comes again, we'll head down together.